here. It's a kind of wet and pretty miserable Wednesday, not Thursday. I'm wishing my life away here. I wanted to come on today to tell you about the Embrace the Space social media for business course that I'm running with Gary Ennis from NS Design on Friday the 27th of August. Still time for you to get your tickets from embracethespace.co.uk. I hope you'll join us for a great day. But I was watching, there's a social media channel that I follow quite a lot, and last night she said something I thought was very interesting. She was talking about how difficult it is to break through, how difficult it is to get noticed in today's world. And she said, the phrase that she used was, she said, you need to be chronically online to have any chance of making it. Chronically online. And I saw that word, I thought, oh, that's a powerful word. Chronically online. I'd never heard it expressed like that before. I thought, that's a powerful word. Surely if you do anything in a chronic way, that's not good, right? You're doing it so much that it's starting to hurt you. That's how I interpret it, at least. And I meet lots of people all the time, and when Gary and I run courses like this, people will always say, well, look, I didn't get into this, whatever their profession is, whatever their chosen job is, whatever the business is. I didn't get into this to sit in front of social media all day. So why is it that I have to do all this social media just to get the people through the door so I can run my pub or my holiday letting company, or so to get people that let me take care of their dogs, or they sign up for my business coaching? Why am I having to spend all this time online? And I really disagree with this notion that you have to be chronically online. I know how sometimes it might feel like that. There are some people that do that, but not for a minute do I think that's what you need to do or that's what you should do. So in this quick video, I'm going to challenge this notion, hopefully going to give you some support if you do feel that you need to be chronically online. And I'm going to show you, I hope, some alternatives and different ways of thinking about all this, and we will go into much more detail on the 27th of August at the Embrace the Space workshop. It's a full day webinar. Be great if you could join us. All the details are on the screen. You can go and visit that website. But this individual that I saw last night, she said, it's so hard these days. There's all these different things that you need to do, and you need to be chronically online. I disagree with that. I think what you do need to have, though, is some sort of system, some sort of idea, some sort of strategy. Now, you'll see these people on Facebook, you see these sponsored posts, and they say, they're like the other extreme, right? So you get this individual I was looking at last night, she's saying you need to do it all yourself, you need to be chronically online. Then you've got these other people that you see with their boosted posts on Facebook and their little idiot guides, and they say, look, I've figured it out, we've cracked it, we've got this easy to follow system, just pay me and or get my PDF, and it'll all happen for you. So that's the other extreme. The truth, I think, is somewhere in the middle. You need to figure out what's right for you. You need to do something, but it doesn't necessarily follow that it has to be you all the time. So sometimes, Emma will be out from our business and she'll be making a video for a client, and the client will say, look, I don't really want to be in this video. Or we'll encourage people, we'll say, look, give us some pictures for your social media. I don't really want to do selfies. I don't want me out there all the time. And I think a lot of people that are tuned in to their well-being and their mental health, they kind of feel that, well, that makes me, I don't like that. It makes me feel anxious. It makes me feel awkward. I don't want to have to sell myself just in order to get clients for my business. And I understand that. I think that's okay. I think that's a healthy way to operate. So this selfie culture, if that's what you want to do, great, that's fine. Some people do enjoy it. If you enjoy being online all the time, then that's great, crack on. But a lot of people don't, and you absolutely can succeed, I think, in business without being chronically online. If you look at the very successful businesses around you, they're not online, they're not selling themselves constantly on social media. They're busy doing the things that make their business a success. And if they're not doing that, then they're looking after themselves, having a life, looking after their families, taking care of themselves and switching off. That's what you need to do. So how do you do that? Because I understand what she's getting at, this notion that we're chronically online. What is she getting at? How can we do this without putting ourselves in a difficult place and making ourselves feel awkward? So I think it starts with really understanding what your business is and where are you going to get your customers. How do you acquire customers? I absolutely think you need a consistent online presence, but that doesn't always need to be you. It doesn't need to be your face. It doesn't need to be your words. It doesn't even need to be your persona. So for example, if you could have an online presence, so say you run a holiday letting company, you got a holiday accommodation, people come and stay holidays in your cottage on the Isle of Skye, whatever you got. If you could get everybody that stays in that holiday accommodation to fill out a nice card, branded up, card, piece of, marketing with your logo on it, your branding on it, and on that card they write 3 things they enjoyed about their stay with you, and you can curate all that content and start putting it up on a website, on Instagram, on some digital channel. There's a consistent online presence that doesn't involve you saying anything. It's not your face, it's not you blowing your own trumpet, it's what other people are saying about you. Now, how you get that might be quite challenging, right? How are you going to encourage everybody that stays in your holiday accommodation to not just leave you a review, but actually to fill out the review on your terms, your piece of branding, that you can then take a photo of that you can share online? Maybe you need to give them an incentive. Maybe you need to ask them. Maybe you need to accept the fact that not everybody will do it. But you need some sort of system to get reviews, third-party endorsements that you can then share online. So that's one thing. That's one thing you could do. Another thing that you could do, if you get into this because you enjoy making pottery. Okay, so we'll work with lots of people that are involved in creative businesses. They're artists. Okay, they do painting, they do pottery. Well, you might not feel confident or comfortable speaking. You don't want to pose for selfies, but maybe there's a way that you could just let people in on the creative process. Maybe you could set your mobile phone up on a tripod and you just film yourself at work, and you could put some royalty-free music underneath it. You could do a time-lapse piece of video on it. Again, you're not really in that. We're looking at your work, maybe your hands, maybe the thing that you're making, the thing you're painting. We're not looking at your face. We're not interested in you. We're interested in your creative process. If you feel like it, in the caption, you could describe a little bit about, I don't know, what equipment you were using, or how long this took you, or a particular technique that you used. And that can be part of the system as well. So maybe every week you show us a different stage in the creative journey. That material could all get filmed in a day and then could get split up and shared across, multiple days, multiple weeks to keep you going. Gary says, strategy, objective, scheduling, content ideas, a better understanding of the audience and tools. You might even have a customer or someone in your family who intuitively understands some of these social networks, right? You might hate Facebook, you might hate Instagram, but there might be someone in your environment around you that really likes these platforms. And maybe you could come to some sort of an arrangement with them where you say, look, if I give you some guidance in terms of what to say or what not to say, or the key points I want you to get across with my business, crack on and do it. You don't need to outsource all this to an agency. It's not either or. You can do it yourself, but actually have somebody else in your business, in your family, a customer that genuinely believes in you. You could have them fronting it. And that might actually work in their favour. They might be quite happy to put themselves out there. We are in a world right now, let's look at retail at the moment and local businesses, where the Scottish Government have created a fund to support local businesses, particularly town centre, physical retail businesses. There's probably never been more goodwill towards small businesses, local businesses, independent retailers. There are people, I know people and they've found a shop in Partick or a shop in Denniston and it upcycles furniture, and they have a genuine warmth and an affection, maybe even a love, that's how they describe it, maybe even a love for that particular business, and they would hate to see it go. And if that business asked them for help, could you stick some of that in a video, or could you take some pictures, or could you say some stuff about our business? I know that they would gladly do it. And I think if the last 18 months or so have taught us anything, surely let's be open and honest about how we're feeling. Let's ask for help. If you ask for help, you might just be amazed at the response that you get. And I think social media now has evolved to the point where we kind of understand that it's not for everybody. You need to figure out a way for your business to survive without you necessarily being on social media all the time, using it in a chronic way. I don't think that's healthy for anybody. What I do think would be really beneficial, though, would be if you understood how the main social networks work, what they're capable of, that you get some insight into what some other organizations are doing and what works and what doesn't work, that you learn about the risks and the dangers, that you're aware of protecting your privacy and your security. If you have staff, that you think about maybe some of the things that can go wrong. And then at the end of all of that, you decide what bits of it you want to take forward and how all that fits into your business. That is what our Embrace the Space webinar is all about. It's on the 27th of August. It's always a great fun day. You'll get Gary and I together. The time will fly by. And if you want ticket information or a breakdown of what's covered in the session, embracethespace.co.uk. We've been doing this now for 12 years and we update it every time. So this is right up to date. We'll tell you how to beat the social media algorithms. We'll look at the new platforms like, the new features with Instagram and what's going on with TikTok. Lots of case studies and advice and other businesses for you to network with. Embracethespace.co.uk. We think, we're not sure, but we think this might be it is definitely one of the longest running, we think maybe the longest running social media training in the UK. And there's lots of, third-party testimonials and what people think of us. We published a book. Our book now, the Embrace the Space book's nearly been out for a whole year. So you can get your hands on that at www.embracethespacebook.com. You'll find it on Amazon. You can order it up through Waterstones as well, or any independent bookshop too, if you'd rather do that. And that'll give you a sense of what's in the course. So the book is based on the workshop that we're running on the 27th of August. So it'd be great if you could come and join us in it. I think if you know someone who is in business, and I mean, it could be a charity, it could be a third sector organisation, they've something they want to communicate, and maybe social media is a source of frustration for them. They're not getting the results that they need. They've dabbled in it, but nothing's really happening. We want to help because I see these posts on social media. You get some people saying you need to be on social media in a chronic way. I don't like that. Then you get the people selling you the toolkit, selling you the answers. And I don't like that because there's no one size fits all. There's no program. There's no system. Believe me, if there was, I'd probably have one. I'd probably be doing it. But what there is finding what's right for you, getting you thinking about your business, about your audience, about your sector, your competitors, about the kind of life that you want, and then giving you some help and support to decide, right, of all the things I could do, here are the things that I will do, here's how I'm going to do them. And then you take that forward. And that's really what our course is all about. So we hope that you'll come and join us, embracethespace.co.uk, Friday the 27th of August. And if you visit the website, you'll get all the ticket details. And if you've got any questions, just pop me a wee message on here. And